Royal family, welcome to my channel. My name is Pick a Card Empress. Some of you guys may know me as Made for Love, but this is my Pick a Card channel. Now, today we are asking, what has your person realized about you and the connection? Now, it's a slightly different reading today because we're going to use three different divination methods in order to channel the message. So you can pick either one, or you can watch all three if you like. Um, so in the pile one, we're going to be using story cubes to do the reading. Pile two, we're going to be using the tarot. And pile three, we're going to be using the Fan Tel, or using a fan as the divination method. Now, in the extended, we're going to look at what have they realized about a third party. So we're basically going to use the same format for the third party if you want to join me in the extendeds. But this is what our public reading is going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to come through with another intro just to show you the tarot box and the Fan Tel box as well, because sometimes that helps people choose. So I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the intro. So for the first part, we're going to be using these story cubes to get the message. And this is the box if it helps. In the second pile, we're going to be using, I think this is an agate. This is the wheel of the year. That's how the back looks. This is how the box looks. Okay. And then for the third pile, we're going to be using this Fan Tel. Now, this is actually a vintage game that was made in 1935. Yeah, 1937. Yes, 1937. The year my dad was born. 1937. And it basically has all these different, let's call it fan tiles, that we can choose, and then we interpret the message. Now, if you choose this pile, you get a double message, because these have, I'm going to be reading them intuitively, but they also have the individual meanings, and I'll post the key along with the meaning. Okay, so you get additional messages. So that's for this pile. So do your thing, choose a part, and you're more than welcome, if you're drawn to watch all three, to do that. And I'll see you in a bit. A pile one, if you chose the story cubes, this is going to be your reading. All right, so before we begin the reading, I'll begin as I usually do. Let's set a foundation for the reading by getting some significators for your person's energy generally, and then the energy that is specific towards you. Okay, whoa. They're in a mess. What is this? This is the clairvoyant reading cards. All right, the energy generally, well, they're at peace, they're at rest. But you know what? This feels like communing with nature, communing with spirit. It feels like meditation, and it feels like the more they sink into their own energy, into the energy of nature, and really nurture themselves, is the more at peace they feel, and the more wisdom they gain. Look at how our hair is growing, and hair is always a symbol of wisdom. Okay, all right, let's have a look. The energy generally. Power one's person's energy generally. We have heart mind balance. So they may even be receiving like healing therapeutics. Therapeutics right now. This could be counseling, this could be energy work, this could be, massages to shift stuck energy. But this is them like really examining their heart, really examining their thoughts, and recognizing that their heart and mind wants the same thing. Before, I feel like your person was sort of embodying a kind of schizoid personality, where maybe the heart wanted something and the head wanted something else. But now it seems like everything is in alignment, because they've really become more self aware. Okay. I do think there's some sort of spiritual practice that they may be sinking into at this time, or some sort of counseling or therapy that they may be seeking for themselves, and this is giving them greater clarity. Now, I'll pull some cards, and that's what I'm getting. Oops, the energy towards you. That heart fell pretty hard, huh? I shuffle all these before the reading, but I do it on camera because people like it. Well, they're assured by it. We have dedicated effort. This is Eight of Pentacles. So this is someone who wants to put in the effort, right? This is, wanting to provide, wanting to protect, want to be there for you, wanting to be the person that you turn to when you just need a bit of support, or when you just need somebody to hold you, right? That's how they want you guys to be. Look how their eyes are closed, and they take pleasure in being able to be there for you, right? They feel honored because I think maybe for some of you guys, it's not easy for you guys to feel vulnerable because maybe in the past, vulnerability meant exploitation. So to be able to be the one that you trust, the one that you let down their guard with, let down your guard with, they feel honored. They feel honored. And they don't take that for granted. The energy towards you. We have moving on. Now, this is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from situations that don't honor you. So I don't think that they're walking away from you, but it feels like they're walking away from something that was in opposition. That's the best word I can find today. In opposition to you guys being together and you guys having a happy and healthy relationship. So we're going to pull cards and see what they're walking away from. Now, it could be that they are perceiving that you are moving on. There is that. Let me clarify and see what's going on. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. So it feels like they're keeping their own counsel at this time. Let's see this heart-mind balance. Okay. We have the King of Swords, and this is about seeing the truth about everything. Seeing the truth about yourself. Seeing the truth about the programming that keeps you locked in. Right? Seeing the truth that, the only thing that is holding you back or keeping you stuck is yourself, and it's thoughts around yourself and what you're capable of, right? So they're seeing the truth about everything, how they feel, about how they really feel, and exactly what, and they've gotten some clarity of mind. Now, it feels like this clarity of mind has brought a bit of heartbreak, because sometimes when the veil is lifted and the scales come off the eyes, and you see the truth for what it is, it can really hurt, because sometimes you've made bad decisions based on those scales being on. So when you wake up to the harsh light of day, it can be very jarring, and it can be very hurtful, because maybe you've made some wrong turns or some very unwise decisions based on not seeing things clearly in the past. And it feels like that's where your person is at. Now, the energy towards you is this Eight of Cups, and it's the Blasted Tower. They feel like you're done with them. They feel like you said fuck it and you're walking away. That's how they feel. And I don't think they blame you, because they see that they weren't making the effort. That's why they want to put in the effort now, because they didn't put in the effort in the past. Okay, they weren't putting in the effort, and it feels like they were very non-committal in this connection. And I think you may have hung around long enough, and then you're like, you know what, I can't make this person see what they don't want to see, and it feels like you may have moved on, whether energetically, emotionally, or maybe even physically moved away from this person. but they are definitely feeling your loss. Okay, like everything wants to fall down here now. All right, so let's ask Spirit. What have they realized about themselves through this connection? We have, could be a magnet or a horseshoe. Could be a magnet. We have the sun. We have a car. We have somebody pissed off. We have like a sunflower, a ray of sunshine. We have a ladder. We have like cutlery. We have a shooting star. And we have like parachuting from some sort of emergency situation. So what are they realizing about themselves? They're realizing that if they truly want to magnetize or attract happiness and love and goodness into their life, they have to move on from people, things, and situations that aren't working, or people, things, and situations that may contribute to them sinking or staying in a low vibration, right? Because they realize that low vibration has only attracted negative experiences. They realize that if they want to be happy, right? If they want to be happy, they have to transcend this survival, this life of survival that they have been living. Now, when I talk about life of survival, I'm talking about where you're just staying satisfied because your basic needs are being met. And by basic needs, it's food, clothing, and shelter. And if you're just happy with just food, clothing, and shelter, that's all you'll ever attract. And if it is that food, clothing, and shelter comes with some sort of toxic situation, if you're satisfied with food, clothing, and shelter, you will also accept that toxic situation. If you want more, you have to pull yourself out of that and yearn for more. You have to shoot for the stars, right? You have to shoot for the stars, and you have to basically medevac from any other situation. You have to remove yourself from any other situation that does not align with what you want to attract. So if you want to attract happiness, good relationships, and love, you can't be around like negative people, toxic people, people who are actively in addiction, right? Because you are the sum total of the people that you surround yourself with. Low vibration is contagious. It's contagious. Okay? And that's what they're realizing. They're not going to be able to truly elevate themselves or to truly climb up that energetic ladder once they are settling for the base instincts, for banality. Because this is what this represents. It represents banality. The bare minimum. If you settle for the bare minimum, that's exactly what you will receive and continue to receive. So that's what they're realizing about themselves. Now, what are they realizing about you and this connection? We have movement again, right? So we have the car, we have ABC, the foundation, we have a star, again, we have candles or twin flames, we have, oh my God, an epiphany, surprise, could be shock as well, sad, mourning, grief. We have a heart full of love. We have a snowflake and uniqueness. And we have a plane. Okay, so what have they realized? They realize that you are not settling for the bare minimum. You're not settling for the ABCs, okay? You're not settling for the bare minimum, and like, you have moved on, or you've transcended. settling for the bare minimum, and you are now shooting for the stars, right? And it feels like the moment you energetically pulled yourself away from this connection is the moment they started having epiphanies. And one of the epiphanies that they had is that you guys are soulmates, or you guys are twin flames, and they feel like they've realized that just a little too late. So for a lot of them, they are grieving your loss. They're feeling sad, right? They're feeling sad. Because, and I think that's that head and heart alignment. I think as long as you were in this person's energy field and giving this person your attention, they weren't really sinking into themselves and their own energy to find out exactly how they felt about you, right? I think this person was very cerebral. And it feels like for part of your relationship, you did not make logical sense to them, right? On paper, they didn't see how it could work between you guys, right? That's because their heart wasn't in the equation. But now that you've stepped back and you've allowed them to sink into their own energy, right? You've allowed them that solitude to go into hermit mode. They are now discovering that they have feelings for you. And it feels like this is something that they didn't want to admit to themselves. They have feelings for you. They think that you are amazing. They think that you are unique. And they feel like they wasted so much time that they wasted so much time before they recognize your uniqueness, like that you just kind of melted away and you left them behind. So that's what they think. They think you're gone. And they're shocked. They're shocked because it feels like they came to depend on your constancy, right? You weren't ever constant in their life, no matter what happened. And it looks like a lot of shit happened, right? This person may have done the most and you were still there. Maybe you were settling for the bare minimum. Remember, we are always mirroring each other, right? So if they were settling for the bare minimum in their life, it feels like maybe you were settling for the bare minimum in this relationship. And then you're like, wait a minute. If I settle for the bare minimum, that's all I'll ever get. And then you moved on. So it's not to say that you no longer love them, but you're certainly going to love yourself more. Right? So, this is what they're learning about you. And it feels like they never really took the time to get to know you at all. They were too busy running from you and your energy and keeping you at arm's length. Now, when they think about you and they think about this connection now, where's their mind at? We have a deceleration. We have the ABCs again, but that feels like foundation. We have a key. Maybe they want to start up something again. We have happiness. We have attract. We have a rocket ship out of space. We have, again, airlifted or evacuating from somewhere. Okay, somebody's singing. And then we have a palm tree. So when they think about you, well, they think that your interest in them has plummeted, okay? They think that their stock has plummeted and that you've gone to rebuild somewhere else, right? You started up your energetic car and you're gone. And now they're searching for ways to jumpstart this connection and to bring back the happiness, bring back the happy. They needed to feel your absence. Because without your absence, they would have never realized how much joy you brought to their life. They needed to feel that void, right? And it feels like the absence has made their heart grow fonder because now they are magnetized towards you, magnetized. They think that you're out of this world. They've never experienced a connection like you or someone like you. Okay? And you make them think about like risking it all, taking a leap of faith, doing something that's totally YOLO. And I don't think they're a YOLO personality. I think this is someone, they like guarantees, they like safety. And maybe that's why they've always been okay with the bare minimum, because the bare minimum is safe. It's safe. The banality, it's safe. Food, clothes, and shelter. That's safe, that's predictable, it's under their control. But now you make them feel like taking chances, taking risks, like shouting their love from the mountaintops. And for some of them, they may want to take you on some sort of vacation where they will have you all to themselves. I'm sensing weirdly with this card, with this block here, with this, deserted island, it feels like they want to isolate you from everybody else. Or like, I feel like a kind of possessive vibe with this. They don't want anybody else to have your attention because they see you as very attractive and that you can attract anything and anyone that you want. So I feel a very possessive vibe with this deserted island because they want you all to themselves. Okay? All right. Let's look at your person's heart space energy for you at this time. I'll use these cards for it. Let's look at their feelings. When they think about you, they think about this connection. What's their heart saying? We have trapped. Maybe they feel like they can't escape your energy, but maybe they are trapped in something. Remember that first card that came out when we clarified that King of Swords and he was like trapped in a box? Maybe there is something that's holding them back, but Spirit is letting your person know the only thing that's holding them back is their mind. All right, let's see their heart space energy for you. We have anxious. Yeah, I think they're really triggered because they think that they can lose you forever. Contemplative, right? So you have them there. Their mind is running over time. We have cheerful. Okay. And I think when they think about you, I think it's a mixed bag because they want to run towards you, and at the same time they're very much afraid that because they love you so much that you might hurt them. And I don't think that has anything to do with you, because I think they've always been in this energy, this fearful, avoidant energy. This all has to do with their past. So that's why they've always tried to keep you at arm's length. They're afraid of being close to anyone. So even the people that they choose to even move in with or to be in a relationship with, they're always keeping those persons at arm's length. It's not just you. And they may even conduct a long-term relationship with someone that they don't love because it's not threatening for them. That person can't hurt them. That person has no power over them. Now, they are anxious, okay? Because, as I told you, the scales have finally fallen from their eyes. This is 7 of Swords in reverse. And they're seeing everybody and everything as they should. And they are really concerned that they are going to lose it. So their mind is running over time. A lot of overthinking happening because they're trying to figure out how exactly do they fight for this connection and earn your trust again. Now, when they think about you, it feels like that's the only respite they get from their negative thoughts, okay? We have the 9 of Swords here, and the 9 of Swords, talks about thinking about the worst case scenarios nonstop. It can also talk about depression. So it feels like the only reprieve they get from their low vibrational thoughts, their negative thinking, is when they think about you and this connection. But they're afraid, right? They're afraid because as far as they're concerned, there's a program that's running in the back of this person's mind. I know what that programming is. All good things come to an end. So as much as they think that you are their destiny, this is what the wheel is about, okay? They think that all good things come to an end. So it's a very deeply entrenched self-sabotaging program. And this is something that only they can work out. Now, let's get some messages from your person. What do they want you to know right now? 3D messages from your person. What do they want you to know right now? In the extended, we're going to use the same format for the third party situation. But let's see, what does your person want you to know right now? We have here now, your true love is already part of your life. So this is them moving into acceptance of this relationship and who you are to them, what you mean to them. We have chemistry. The attraction you feel is mutual. So Spirit, this person wants you to know that whatever you're feeling about them, it is mutual. It is returned. It is not unrequited, even though they may have acted as such in the past. It's just that they didn't want to be vulnerable. We have put away the computer. Working less and having more fun will help strengthen your relationship. So this person, I think, they want to jumpstart this connection. I think maybe this is why they want to take you on this vacation, this trip. They want to have fun with you because they want that bonding time. We have obsession. Okay, so they are thinking about you nonstop. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts, but I think they're not just thinking about you nonstop, but they're also, again, thinking about the worst case scenarios. And that's something that they have to master. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That mind-heart balance is also about them mastering their mind and their negative thoughts. What else do they want you to know? We have twin flame. Well, they said it early up in the reading. This is a divine counterpart connection. So they realize that this connection is special. Remember, we have the snowflake. This connection is special. This connection is unique. And they identify it as being more akin to the twin flame dynamic because of the different experiences that they've had. That's deeply spiritual experience and a deep emotional connection that they feel to you. Okay? All right, so in the extended, we'll follow the same format for the third party. But if you're not able to join me in the extended, this is going to be your advice from Spirit. And can I ask you, if you've not done it already, could you please subscribe to the channel, like, put a comment down below. It can be a full stop. The algorithm doesn't care, right? It helps our community grow and expand, and all the support keeps me right where I want to be, which is on YouTube, reading for you guys. And it says here, the white oak, healing, versatility, and endurance. And I think this epitomizes exactly what your person is trying to achieve within themselves right now, right? They are seeing that vulnerability is not weakness. It's actually strength. It's actually resilience. Okay, and that's a new program that they're trying to install. Okay, what's your advice from Spirit? It says karmic web. It says troubles, misfortunes, and amends. Okay, and we see somebody here holding their head. Spirit saying that whatever your person's going through right now is part of the consequences of their actions, and it's all part of the soul lessons that they wanted to learn in this lifetime. So everything that happened in your relationship, and maybe some of it was beautiful and maybe some of it was painful, it was to teach both of you guys a lesson about honoring yourself, honoring your emotions, um, and mastering your mind. Spirit saying this cycle is gradually wrapping up. Okay, you'll be happy to hear. And things will be brought back together. You guys will be brought back together. There will be amends made. But for now, your person, if they are in solitude at this time, leave them. This is part of their learning. Okay? All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care. Bye. Hey, pal, too, if you chose to get a reading by the traditional tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to begin our reading as we usually do. We're going to get a significator for a person's energy generally and their energy towards you. We have meditation. Interesting. Because this feels like that same card that came out for, I think it's pile 1, with a kind of a mind heart balance and the same kind of meditative energy it started with. Interesting. All right, let's see what's going on. Your person's energy generally. We have openness, but you know what I feel? I feel this openness is openness to spirit, openness to exploring what is beyond their own traditional worldview, right? It feels like this is someone who is like deciding to go on a journey, a spiritual journey, a journey that expands their spiritual horizons, because it's like the moon is calling them. The instinct is calling them on this kind of magical journey. We have the unicorn here. And it feels like they're about to grab their bags and go. It feels like they've had some sort of massive third eye activation. And there's this daughter spirit, daughter divine, daughter knowing that's opening for a person. So it's a deeply spiritual time for them. I'll pull some cards and but that's what I'm getting. Let's see their energy towards you. It's like in my mind, I'm seeing there's a card in, I think it's the Divine Energy Oracle called the Daughter Spirit. And it's the same feeling that I'm getting with this. The energy towards you. Win or lose. 5 of Swords, right? They're going to fight for this, okay? And I feel like they want to prove their loyalty to you in some way. Okay? And whether they win, lose, they're still going to try, right? It almost feels like sword in the stone vibes. So they want to prove that they are deserving of your love and attention. The energy towards you. We have believe and succeed, and it is the 6 of Swords, right? They believe in this connection, and that's a knowing that they have both intuitively and also in their heart space. And I think this is part of the knowing that they're experiencing right now. Like they know you are the ones, like you are like a tractor beam, like calling them to you, and they believe that they can succeed in this relationship. They think that you guys can have a relationship that will take them beyond their established horizons, that will make them see the world in a different way, that will expand their borders, and will enrich their life. Let's pull some cards on these. Spirit tells about this openness card. What's this openness card all about? We have 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so your person comes from a very unstable but yet traditional family. Okay. And because they've been like held under such an iron fist, um, they have a lot of limiting self beliefs, and a lot of insecurities as a result of that. When you have children under your thumb like that, right? What you do is rob them of their agency and rob them of their power. And they eventually looking to the parent for approval and support and for action and to know what to do becomes the default setting, right? So it feels like they are breaking out of the shell. They're coming out from under the thumb of their family. And they might be doing something, about to do something that is going to be frowned upon. Okay. Maybe their family could be very religious, incredibly conservative. And I'm only saying conservative because this person is kind of boxed in this home, and there's also the moon is really spirituality. Okay, so maybe they came from a very conservative family, and not just in terms of maybe religious beliefs, but also in terms of the way they view finances, so a scarcity consciousness, that kind of thing. But they're allowed there, it feels like they're about to break out of all of that and go exploring the world on their own. What about their energy towards you? We have the Two of Wands in reverse, and for me, the Two of Wands reverse goes to the Ace of Wands. So this is an action card, okay? I think they're very magnetized. They're very energized towards you. Maybe they're not telling you the plan right now. I say Page of Swords in reverse. Maybe you guys aren't even talking, but your person is focused on the Empress because they don't want to lose you. They do not want to lose you. Okay. Now, what has your person realized about themselves in this connection? So we'll ask what have they realized about this connection and you in a bit. But let's ask first, what have they realized about themselves? What kind of self-growth have they done? And I ask this question because remember, everybody that you're closely connected to, they're mirroring back to you a part of yourself, right? So let's see, what have they realized about themselves? Because maybe what they've realized about themselves maybe is what you realized about you. Maybe you also had to break free from a family that may have had a limited worldview, right? Or maybe had a worldview that's now different to the one that you are aligned with, and you had to go out on your own and do things on your own timing, right? Move to the beat of your own drum. It feels like your person, they're also doing the same thing. All right, we have here Four of Pentacles in reverse, and that talks about releasing things that we have always held dear. Okay, and when we do that, because a closed fist cannot accept anything, right? If you're cemented in your ideologies, you're not going to be open to new worldviews, and it can make you very intolerant. Okay, but it seems like they're making up their mind to open up themselves to different perspectives, and they can always settle on one in particular or none, or not have their own thing. All right, let's see what have they realized about themselves through this connection. We have the Three of Cups. When they think about being happy in the long term, and of course there's going to be times when that happiness ebbs and flows, but like being happy the majority of the time, right? Having more happy experiences than negative ones. They think about doing that with you. Now, if you'll notice, there's a baby bird breaking out of this egg. There's a nest. There's people supporting around. People are happy for you, that kind of thing. So when they think maybe about creating a family, they think about you. And maybe they've also decided maybe their calling might be to create a family or to create a community like that where there's closeness and where there's support. What have they realized about themselves? That they're very reserved in terms of their risk taking, right? And so much so, they maybe they may have sabotaged their own dreams, their own life projects, because they were unwilling to take a risk. So this is someone who is very risk adverse. Anything that seems kind of iffy, they maybe mentalize it to death. It's called mentalize it to death, right? Right. And they feel like they've been foolish because they've only held themselves back. What have they realized about themselves? They're in love. They're in love and they want to be with someone that will also honor that love by taking care of their heart and giving them back that love in return. What have they realized about themselves because of this connection? We have Seven of Cups in reverse. Your person could have been a little player, a little love collector. But they're realizing now that there's only one person for them. Okay, only one cup that they want to capture, and it's yours. We have Seven of Cups in reverse, and Seven of Cups in reverse is, you've explored all other possibilities, and you finally made a choice. There's no longer any confusion. You know the truth now. Okay, so what have they realized about themselves? They know exactly which direction that they need to head in. Okay, they realize that they're in love and they've only been sabotaging themselves, sabotaging their happiness by holding themselves back and overthinking it to death. What have they realized about you and this connection? What have they realized about you and this connection? We have the World in reverse. It's not over for them. I don't know if you guys have gone your separate ways. I don't know if you guys are even in contact or no communication, but it's not over there for them. Your energy keeps lingering, and they've realized that it will always linger. It will always linger. They also realize as well that they may have been holding themselves back, but you have also held yourself back in this relationship. And it feels like both of you guys were afraid of getting hurt by the other person. But that's just self-sabotage and fear. What have they realized? I think they've also realized as well that they've been holding on to old belief systems that got in the way of your relationship. I don't know if both of you guys were rigid in terms of how you thought things would pan out or how you thought things should be, but it feels like those very rigid beliefs, those deep-seated beliefs, sabotage your connection. They realize that now. What have they realized about you? Seven of Pentacles. They want to invest in you, right? They see you as the perfect opportunity for growth, the perfect opportunity to create a relationship that is going to be fulfilling, that is going to be productive in so many different ways, and that's going to be solid and grounded. I mean, even when we look at this woman's face here, she looks like those kind of salt of the earth people, like, they're pillared, they're a rock that you can lean on. She's solid, right? And she's fertile. And that is how they see you. Like everything you touch turns into gold. The whole of nature responds to you. It is the energy of the Empress. Everything responds to the Empress. Animals respond positively to the Empress. People, children, everybody, everything. Every situation responds positively to the Empress, and that's what they say. They feel like you have the Midas touch. What have they realized about you? We have Three of Wands. I think they realize that you have been waiting for a long time for them to see you and to come your way, and you're not waiting any longer. Your heart is loyal, but at the same time, you are going to honor yourself. And if that means leaving them to chase after your own dreams, your own wishes, look, the shooting star here, right? That you're going to do that. No more waiting for you. What have they realized about you in the connection? They realize that they've not been fair to you. This connection has been unbalanced from the very onset. And the kind of effort and energy that they put into other things and other people, it feels like you did not enjoy any of that whilst you gave of yourself to this person. So I think they realize that they need to treat you better. And if they really do love you, like that's how they definitely feel, then they have to show it. They don't have to just know it. They also have to show it. Now, when your person thinks about you and this connection, how are they processing you mentally? What do they think about? How are they processing you mentally? We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. They feel like they've lost the chance at profound happiness in their romantic relationships. They think that they procrastinated so long that you just got fed up, and they think that you are here entertaining other people or dating other people. What else do they think about you? We have Temperance. Again, somebody that's so solid and dependable. You've been there for this person, and they know it, right? They know it. You've been there for them, right? You've always been the voice of reason, and they can always count on you to give them incredible advice, right? Advice that's really thought out, because you use your heart and your mind to feel into situations, and you're able to be objective and see both sides of the fence. So they always look forward to hearing your take or your opinion on things, and they see you as someone that is truly fair. In a world that can seem unfair, you are fair and just. What do they think about you and this connection? We have the Magician in reverse. I think this person may have been prone to manipulation when in the past, let's say in the past. But they also think, and this might be a projection on their part, they also think that you are currently trying to manipulate them. They think that you are playing hard to get to make them chase you. They think that you're playing a game. But remember, everything someone thinks about you is a confession of how they feel about themselves and their own tactics and their own world. So if they feel that you are manipulative, most likely they're manipulative, and maybe in the past, them being aloof was their way of making sure that you were always interested and intrigued by them. What else are they thinking? We have the Star card in reverse. When they think about you, they think about how they've hurt you. They think about how they've hurt you in the past, and how they didn't treat you right. Right? They think about all the pain and havoc they've caused in your life. And that's what makes them think that you're done with them for good, because they feel like, you know what, I may have crossed the line there. Just maybe. Just maybe. I may have crossed the line. Okay? All right. Let's look at their heart space energy for you. Heart space energy, when they think about you and the connection, what's going on in the heart space? We have powerless. Okay, so you make this person feel very vulnerable because you can see through their tactics, right? Maybe it didn't come as a surprise when I told you that this person thinks that you're trying to manipulate them or you're trying to play hard to get. because you somehow know, and you've always been able to see through the little machinations. When I think about you and this connection, they are relieved. We're going to see why. Why are they relieved? Maybe they think they still have a chance with you. We have inventive, so they're trying to find a solution to what they perceive to be a problem. We're going to see what that problem is. They feel trapped. They could be in another country, or they may have a job that keeps them away from you, or they might be in another relationship, right? So maybe they feel trapped, but I think they also feel haunted by you and your energy, and they have hope. Okay, so I feel like that's where that relieved card comes in, because I don't know if it's something that they saw recently, but something that they saw recently is giving them hope, and they're just relieved to know that they still have a chance. It might be a tiny, tiny one, but they still think that they have a chance. Let's see. Why are they relieved, Spirit? Why are they relieved? We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Knight of Wands, when he's upright, he goes off on an adventure. So it feels like somehow they know that you are still interested in them and that your heart is still loyal. And they're relieved because they thought that they lost you. All right. We have Five of Pentacles. They still feel alone though. They still feel alone, but recently they think that you may still be single. And this is giving them hope. So they're trying to come up with some sort of strategy here. And that's where this inventive card comes in. Okay, it feels like you guys may not be talking, but they're certainly stalking. Okay, so they're still looking at you here. You may have even, some of you guys may have blocked them or cut them off, right? So they're trying to figure out, trying to get some sort of idea. They're trying to figure out how do they relight these home fires and get back into your good graces. Now they feel trapped. Let's see why. Why are they feeling trapped? We have the Empress. I think they're just magnetized to your energy. Look at her. Who wouldn't be magnetized to her? They just magnetize your energy. I tell you, it's like a tractor beam. Just keeps pulling them in. Just keeps pulling them in. No matter how much they try to block you or block out your energy, run from you. You're like a tractor beam. They keep turning back towards you. They keep turning towards you. And they have hope. Why do they have hope? We have the Six of Wands in reverse. And we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I think they realize what is the key to your heart. And the key to your heart is being open and vulnerable. And not so much in their ego. Maybe you are dealing with some sort of a peacock. But it looks like they've dropped that act now. And they realize that you're open to authentic, vulnerable experiences. And this is what they're hoping to come back with because they want a reconciliation. We have the Six of Cups here. All right. Let's get some messages from your person. What does your person want you to know right now? What does your person want you to know? We have patience. Everything will unfold in divine timing. So Spirit is saying whatever is happening is meant to happen. It's meant to happen exactly this way. This was the plan. All right, what does your person want you to know? We have denial. Detached with love to clearly see the truth. So it feels like your person, they were in denial of their feelings, right? I don't think they recognized the magnitude of how they felt about you until you kind of pulled back. And that's when you pulled back, right? They were able to really see the bigger picture and see the truth of how much they loved you. I think they may also be spending a lot of time in solitude. Remember, we saw that mushroom card where they were sitting underneath a mushroom. So I think they're spending a lot of time alone, and just allowing them to be there, in the quiet of their own energy, in their own space, in their own safe space. They're now able to admit the truth to themselves, because you have to admit the truth to somebody, even if it's just yourself. And I feel like they've just finally admitted the truth to themselves, that they do love you, right? We have put away the computer. This came off a pile one too. Working less and having more fun will help strengthen your connection. So they feel like, maybe the way to come back into your good graces, is to have some very casual activities together, where both of you guys are laughing and not being so serious, being playful, and just recapturing that fun, carefree energy between you guys. Maybe you guys might be in a long distance relationship or an online relationship, and this is them signaling that they want this to ground and they want to meet up. We have marriage. This relationship is moving towards a sacred union. So know that this person, they're serious about you. They have serious intentions to you, right? For you. Okay. And they're looking to build a very strong partnership. And they think that you guys can have a relationship that will stand the test of time. What else do they want you to know? We have protected. You are safe, protected, and divinely guided. So this person, I think they're very protective of you and this connection. And they certainly see you as someone who is protected and loved by spirit. Okay? I think they're listening to their inner guidance at this time. They might be having a lot of deeply spiritual experiences and encounters with their guides, because we did see that moon energy there. And they just want you to know that they care about you and they love you deeply. Alrighty, now let's ask Spirit. Based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be your person's next actions towards you? Oh, no. No, that's the extended, sorry. Oh, advice from Spirit. I'm sorry. I got a little confused there for a second. Let's get some advice from Spirit. In the extended, we're going to basically do the same setup or format for the third party or karmic connection, if you guys have one attached to your relationship. And then we're going to ask Spirit. Then we're going to ask Spirit, what's going to be your person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. So we have here autumn winds. It says new paths, changes, and unseen forces. So Spirit is guiding this right now, okay? And it feels like your person is changing course, okay? Maybe they had made some choices in the past that took them down a particular path. It looks like they're choosing a different route, making a different decision, and Spirit is helping them as these changes unfold. But what's Spirit's advice for you at this time? We have mischief and mayhem, and says freedom, surrender, and abandon. Right? So Spirit is saying, right now, you just take care of you. You do the things that make you feel free and happy and just full of joy. Surrender to joy right now. And if that means dancing around a fire, Spirit say you do that, right? Once we're grateful and joyful for everything that we have in our life, only more blessings are going to come and follow, okay? Love, so that was your reading. Kind of asks you to subscribe to the channel. If you're able to put a like, a comment down below, put a full stop or emoji. Nothing biggie, no, nothing big. And if you can interact with any of the ads I may play during this reading, that's beautiful energy exchange for me, and it keeps me right here where I want to be, which is on YouTube. Take care. Bye. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading. Okay, so you chose the Fan Tel divination method. So what we're going to do now, there's a little pin That's here. And this is the key. Now, I don't know all of these meanings, so I'm going to be reading it intuitively. But what I will do, I will put a link down below with pics. I'll put a link, I put a post in on the community page with this picture so you can watch it and get additional message other than what I will get, okay? Because it does have traditional messages, but even some of the, because it's such an old game, some of the pins have worn off, okay? Some of the pins have worn off. All right, so what we're going to do before we get into this, let's get a significator for your person's energy generally, and then the energy towards you. Sorry, some of the engravings on the tiles have kind of worn off, so the images aren't always apparent. So it's what I see. Okay, but at least they have the numbers so you can check. Alrighty, so we have here self-acceptance. Oh, beautiful energy. And this the yellow is very prominent in this card. I think your person has been really working on themselves, working on their self-love, and I think it's been a long journey for them. And I don't know if you know this about your person, but your person has a difficult time like looking in the mirror or even looking in the shop windows at the reflection and liking what they see. I think they power through it on a day-to-day basis, but truly loving themselves, truly loving what they see in the mirror, the person that they are, I think they've always had issues with it. So I think they've been doing a bit of a clean campaign, really working on their self-esteem, really working on the man in the mirror, and it's because they've gotten some enlightenment, and they're really diving deep into who they are as a divine being, which I think is a beautiful energy. So the energy generally, and Spirit is saying all this is happening because your person has found inspiration. Now, that mentor might be you, right? Definitely. It might be a person that's not incarnated that is working with your person right now. This is the Owl Cafe, and owl is about wisdom, so they're gaining wisdom from this person. It could be as well that your person might have been deep in addiction, so they have a sponsor, right? Because this cafes make me think of coffee, and coffees make me think of sobriety. So there's some sort of addiction that your person may have had, and it was just an escape because they didn't love themselves, they didn't love their life, and it feels like they're in recovery and they're getting support, either from this physical person or this person in the spiritual realms, because they really want to effect permanent change. Okay, this is a time for permanent change from your person. The energy towards you. We have just breathe. I think they feel, even now that they're working on their self-esteem, more yellow here again. Now that they're working on their self-esteem, they are able to feel closer to you, more closely connected, because I think the reason why they may have rejected you in the past or may have been commitment phobic is that you mirrored back to them themselves. And if they don't love themselves, then they certainly could not have loved you. But now, the more they love themselves, the more they accept themselves, is the more they love and accept you. So they're feeling very connected to you at this time. This person might be trying to connect to you in the dream state, and this is the lovers. So this is the energy towards you. The energy towards you is love. For those of you who identify as a twin flame, I think they've accepted that concept, or at least they know you guys are soulmates. They know it's something beyond the ordinary because of the deep spiritual connection that they feel with you. They feel entwined with you. They feel like you're their soul fam. like you're intrinsically a part of them, like your life paths are intertwined with each other, and they see you guys like growing old, and you mesh together, the two become one, sort of energy. So they think that you are their true love. They think that you are their soulmate. Okay, let's clarify these and then we go into reading from the Fan Tel. We have the Page of Wands, right? So finding a mentor. So this is a fresh start from for your person. They are starting from the bottom, and just rebuilding the structures of their life, rebuilding themselves afresh. If you see, half of their body is in shadow, half is in the light. So they're learning about balance. Maybe in the past they lived in extremes, right? There's not a person who knows about moderation. Everything is in the extreme. So this is them finally gaining some sort of balance, some sort of harmony within themselves. And spirits letting you know that this disharmony and this self-hate all began in their childhood. Six of Cups in reverse, a rocky childhood. The energy towards you is love, right? They absolutely love you. But it feels like they don't think that they can be there for you the way that you need them to be. We have King of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe that's an energy that was in the past. Let me see. No, no. And that's because they still have a lot of insecurities. Even though they have been working on themselves, they still have a lot of insecurities that they need to deal with. And they don't think that they're in a place where they can be a loving, supportive, equal partner to you. I think this person wants to work on themselves, but they want you to know that they do love you. They do see you. Okay? All right, let's look at the Fan Tel. Let me give all of these a nice swirl. And we are going to choose 4 cards for what have they, 4 sticks rather. For, you know what, let me just take 8. Let's take 8. Okay, and then we read them. Okay, so I'll take this one. And this one looks like an award, like a crown, a laurel. I mean, it could be a crown of thorns. And it's a card number 47, so that's reduced to 11. When I see the others that come out, I'll know what it means. What else? We have here, this looks like a desk and chair, but like a student's desk and chair. A card number 16, and that is a tower. Let's see what else. We have, looking at the higher perspective, a card number 39. 39 reduced to 12. And that's a higher perspective. And look at the higher perspective, not happy. Not a happy camper at all. Let's get another one. We have here, it looks like a lips, like a kiss. A card number 6. We have a ring, but it's a card number 3, so that could suggest a third party. All right, how many more do I have to take? 3 more. We have here, looks like giving and receiving, equity, as card number 44. And 44 is master number 44, and that's solid foundations. Let's get 2 more. This looks like a majestic bed. And then we have card number 32. We have somebody reaching out to help. Okay. All right, let's see what we get here. All right. So the first question we are asking is, what has your person learned about themselves through your connection? Now, in the extended, we're going to look at what have they learned about themselves. We'll use the same format for the third party. But for now, what have they learned about themselves? Well, what they've learned is that they need help. Okay. Card number 32. Sorry. Well, you know what I mean. Card number 32 reduced to 5, and 5 is about adversity. So it feels like your person recognized that they were in trouble, and that they needed help. And that's why they may have sought a program and sought out a mentor, because they realized this is something that they could not do on their own. Now, some of them may have been depressed. and they may have found it very difficult to get out of bed. For some of them, their addiction may have been a sex addiction, like just bouncing from one bed to another, looking for love, looking for support in all the wrong places. And maybe they realize that's why they may have chosen this maybe a karmic or third party energy in their life. So this person could be married to somebody else, or they could be in a committed relationship with a third party, but they're realizing that they chose that third party as a means of escape. It wasn't someone that they loved. It was just someone that offered them a distraction from their pain. This is what they're realizing now. What they're also realizing about themselves is that they want true love. When they look at the whole situation that they're in right now, they're not happy. They're not happy. I think they may have made like a hasty decision to get with a third party, or to try and numb themselves out with some kind of third party substance. But now they're realizing they're not happy at all. Okay? And that they need help. They need help because, and I feel like this is a crown of thorns right now. They need help because this is like their cross to bear. This is their burden. Whatever this challenge is, because a challenge, they feel like they realize it's not something that they can do on their own. And that's why they reached out to other people for help. Okay? All right. Now let's ask Spirit. What have they realized about you and this connection? I'm going to get 4 more cards just to add. I'll add it to this and I'll read that as well. 4 more cards. Okay, we have a book. And this looks like the book of life. So maybe a past life connection. Card number 35, which reduced to 8. Powerful connection. Let's get another one. We have, this looks like a stork, right? And card number 19 is a son. Maybe they want to have children with you. I don't know. We have key, card number 38. That is also the justice card. And let's get another. And this one, we have a chair, but it looks like a throne. Okay. What have they realized about you and this connection? They think that, you're a king, you're a queen, you're an emperor, an empress, whichever signifier. You're royalty, right? If you don't prescribe to a particular gender, you are royalty. And not only are you royalty, but you hold the key to their heart, right? And when they look back at your connection, they see that, you were always giving. They've always wanted a connection where there was equity, where there was giving and receiving. You've always given to them, and it feels like they didn't treat you right. So this is them kind of evaluating the situation and wanting a fresh start with you, because they feel like you and them, they feel like you guys can be happy. They feel like you guys can be happy. And for some of them, they want children with you. And it looks like particularly a son, but I'm not going to be sexist. But we do have the son card here. Okay? What have they realized? They realize that this connection is destined. It's fated. It's written in the Akasha. Okay? That they were meant to meet you. And it feels like through meeting you, it feels like they've gotten like someone in their corner, a helping hand. They feel like they've gotten support for whatever addiction they were facing. Now, this person, they are really attracted to you, okay? It's not to say that they don't love you. They do. They've already said so, right? They're really attracted to you. And they think about sex a lot. I'm just going to put it out there. They think about sex a lot, but it looks like sex is their way of showing that they care. Okay? I think what they realize now, that beyond the sex that they definitely want, they also want to commit to you because they do love you. They have this examined this situation from all angles, right? And they feel like they're just not satisfied where their life is at, and they feel like you are the missing piece to the puzzle. They've really studied the situation, and they feel like you are the missing piece to the puzzle, and they feel like you are the prize. Now, I'm also noticing that we have 11 here, and we have 11 here. So 11, 11. So if you do identify as a twin flame, this is going to be an additional message for you. Okay? All right. Now, let's ask Spirit. When they think about you and they think about this connection, where is their mind at? Where's their mind at? We have the Empress in reverse. They don't want to lose you. And they almost think that you're out of reach. We have the Ace of... Yeah. They think like if they don't take action now, they are going to lose you for good. Right? And you know, they're holding their head. They don't even know what to do. Their head is hot. Their head is hot. They have a lot on their mind. Okay? But they feel like if they don't take action now, and that's what they're getting intuitively. You see their third eye is open, that they are going to lose you for good. They feel like they've done enough playing around. And if they don't take action, if they don't say something definitive, you're going to be gone. And they don't want this to be over. We have the universe in reverse. They don't want this to be over because they feel like without you in their life is just going to be turned upside down. I think you rock their world, maybe by pulling away your energy. And this made your person do a lot of self-reflection. So they're not about the mind games right now. If they used to play mind games in the past and try to be manipulative, they're not about that right now. They're about finding a way to show you that they really care about you, right? They want you to know that, right? They want you to know that they really care. Let me see this Empress in reverse card. Yeah, they think that you are their twin flame, 4 of Wands. And they don't want to lose you. Okay, they don't want to lose you. They're just sorry that they just played around in the past. Okay, they were in addiction. They were in that shadow energy. So they're really sorry about that. But they don't want to lose you right now. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to figure out a way to get back into your good graces, get back into your heart, and to keep you from leaving. Let's see their heart space energy for you. We have isolated, so they feel alone. Okay, they feel unsupported. So it feels like maybe their decision to come towards you is not getting the popular vote from their family and friends. So they feel like they're on their own. We have repulse. When they think about you, they think about the situation, they feel repulsed. I'm going to see what that's about. It could be their repulse with how they behaved in the past. We have empathetic. Yeah, they're finally able to put themselves in your shoes, and I think they're repulsed by their behavior. In love. Yeah. So I think that repulse card is repulsed by their behavior. They can't believe that was them, but you know, that is what addiction does. Right? You're not thinking about the people around you. You're not even thinking about yourself, to be honest. You're just thinking about dulling your pain. Getting that next high, getting that next hit. You're not thinking about what the impact is going to be on yourself, your health, and the other people around you. Okay? You're just driven. You just need to get that hit. You just need to forget. And we have concern. We're going to see what they're concerned about. All right, let me pull some cards on these. Spirit, what are they repulsed by? We have the 3 of Cups. So for some of them, they're with somebody else and they are repulsed by that. For others, this 3 of Cups may signal some sort of substance abuse. And they're kind of repulsed by that habit now because they see how much havoc it wreaked in this relationship and in their life overall. Okay? Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. That's a karmic energy. So it feels like for some of you, there is a third person connected to your relationship, right? But they're now stepping into your shoes. Feels like something may have happened. They're now stepping into your shoes, and they're really worried that you're just going to leave them behind. And this really bothers them because you're the best thing that ever happened to them. This is Queen of Wands. She's magnetic. This is, she sends out that vibe that cannot be denied, undeniable, irresistible. But they're hoping that you don't leave them because they're in love. And all they want to do is honor that and, just be free to court you, to go out dancing with you, to really bask in these emotions without guilt, without shame. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So it feels like, maybe they may have been juggling you as somebody else, but they've only just gotten clarity. Like the clouds have just parted to allow their intuition to come through. And now they're seeing the truth. What are they concerned about? We have the Star card in reverse. They're concerned that they've done too much damage, that they've hurt you too much, and that this rift or this relationship cannot be mended. That it's irretrievably broken. That's what they're worried about. That's what they're concerned about. Okay. Let's get some 3D messages from your person. We have support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. So I think, as we heard before, they are getting support. I think for some of them, it is a support group. For others, I think they've gone to counseling. For others, there's someone that they look up to that's really supporting them and having their back at this time, because I don't think that they're getting support from the usual suspects in coming towards you. What do they want you to know? Just as I said, there's interference here. So, as I said, I don't think their decision to come towards you is getting the popular vote. It says an external party is intruding on this relationship. Yeah, so people are trying to interfere, right? So your person, they're leaning on people that they wouldn't usually go to support, because it feels like their usual friend group, their family members, friends, are not supporting this move towards you. They're just looking to interfere and sabotage this connection. It says friendship. This friendship is leading to more. So they want you to know that they do see you as a friend, a trusted friend too. And they do mean to take this connection to the other level, to the next level. That is their dream. That is their goal. We have stability. They just want to get themselves stable first. This relationship can stand the test of time. So they do see the potential in this relationship, but they know that they have to create stability within themselves. And it looks like they're just started doing that. And we have fated. This is a destined partnership. So this is what they see this as. So they see this connection as their destiny, right? They see you as their soul spouse. So they're not giving up on this connection, but they know they have to get themselves right first. Okay? All right. What's Spirit's advice for you at this point in time? So in the extended, we're going to do the same thing for the third party and see what we get there. Then we're going to ask what's going to be your person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. Now, can I ask you to subscribe to the channel, please? Put a comment down below. It could be a full stop. It could be an emoji. If any ads play during this reading, if you can interact with them, that'll be a beautiful energy exchange, because it's always about giving and receiving, So I definitely subscribe. And if you can do anything further, I would appreciate that. And it says here, shadow and light, demons, shadow self, integration. So shadow work they're doing right now. Facing their inner demons. And look, we have here the coffee again. So this is about sobriety. So I feel for this pile, your person was in addiction. And people could be addicted to other people too. But there's some sort of addiction, and they are practicing sobriety at this time. We have third eye blind, ignoring intuition and self-doubt. Spirit is saying that you have been getting some intuitive messages from your spirit guides, definitely from your higher self. But you keep doubting yourself. You keep doubting yourself. So whatever you have been getting from within your intuition, spirits let you know that you're getting the right message. Now, it could be some of you guys may have interference in your third eye. And if that is so, I can clear that for you now. All you have to say is that you accept this clearing. Spirit, if the viewer watching has some sort of interference or blockage in the third eye, please clear it out now. Any sort of self-doubt, any sort of anxiety that might be interfering with the clear messages coming through, please clear. Any dark force entity, any negative energy or entity that might be interfering with their intuition right now, please clear. Please send to the light or the most perfect and right place. To accept this healing, please say yes now. And so it is. Okay, beautiful. All right, my love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe to the channel.